I've been knitting for a year and a half now, and these are like the two most common mistakes that I've seen. There is a third one which is missing a loop, but I'm not going to get into that today. Today, we are going to be talking about these two common mistakes. Hi, my name is Amara. I'm the owner of Snuggling Knit Designs. If today is your first time watching any of my videos, thank you for stopping by. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you. And let's get into this video. So I'll start with this first one. So this is like the most common one. I see some pictures of people posting their blankets and it's looking like this. So I just made this small one just for demonstrative purposes. So if I had continued knitting this blanket, you see it will keep going this way, like a giant V, like the letter V, a very giant one is going this way instead of the blanket going straight forward. The problem here is that the cast on chain was too tight. So these, it was too tight, and these are okay. Like the body of the blanket, this is okay. There's like regular, normal size of stitches that I would do for my blanket. But the problem is coming from the cast on chain. It was too tight. So the more, if I continue knitting upwards, this blanket is going to keep going like a giant V. It's not going to be straight like how the blanket is supposed to look like. Then to fix this, you need to change this because this is the problem. When you fix the problem, the blanket looks better. So I'm going to be grabbing this. Let's fix this one. So this is my working yarn. I make a slip knot. Okay. The general rule of thumb is to have the cast on chain about 3 fingers wide. I know all fingers are not equal. I have small fingers. Someone else might have bigger fingers than mine. So I have a rule here. Let's measure this and see what it's like. So I'm going to start with 2 because I've said it before, I'm bad at math. So from 2 to 5, that's 3. I measured from where I tied the knot. Okay, that's about 3 inches. So let's continue to make this. If I pull another one, I'm going to hold it down here, put my finger, make sure it's about that same 3 fingers wide. Let's measure this one and see what it's like. No, we'll start with 2. Stay like this. See, still about that same 3 inches. So I'm going to, I did 15 on that one. So before you pull another stitch, you want to hold down this one here and then pull. Okay, you hold it down to pull. You hold it down to pull. Because if you don't hold it down, kind of, you may see what happens. It pulls it and this one becomes smaller. But when you pull and you make sure it's 3 fingers, you want to hold it down before you pull up the next chain. So you are not making that mistake. Okay, let me grab this one. You see, it's going to reduce the size of this one right here. And also it's not like really easy. So hold it down, pull, hold it down, pull, hold it down, pull, hold it down, pull. Just like that. Easy peasy. You're not going to be measuring every one of the loops, but like you can eyeball it. When you pull, you just slip your fingers. Okay, you pull another one, you slip your fingers in. Okay, that's looking good. You just continue like that. 1, 2, 3. Not too much. Okay, so now when I turn this and have my first row, I'm going to knit my first row real quick. Okay. Okay, so now I have my first cast on chain I'm going to be knitting a few rows and I'll show you the difference between both of them. Okay, so I've gone ahead and knitted a few rows. I did run out of yarn, but you can see the difference between these two. You can see how this one is just fanning out and going like this, whereas this one, if I continue knitting, this blanket is going to look really good and keep going upwards. So that is the first mistake. If your blanket project is fanning out like this, check this. The problem is the cast on chain. Now we fixed the problem number one. Let's move on to problem number two. So this is problem number two. I knitted it a small one also just for demonstrative purposes. If I continue knitting this blanket in the same way I'm doing, I would end up having a blanket that is like an A, so which is reverse of the other one. The other one was fanning out. It started out, it's just going like a V shaped, whereas this one is going to look like a pyramid going up. So inverted pyramid, upright pyramid. And if I finish this project and I measure, oops, oh no, sorry about that. If I had finished this project and I want to measure it, so let's say the base is measuring about 17 inches. Let's take it up. You see, this one is 16 inches. If I continue going up, it's going to keep decreasing. And by the time I'm done, I'm probably going to have only one stitch left at the top. The problem here is that the body of the blanket, the stitches here is really tight. I made this in herringbone pattern because I've made this mistake. The first time I made a blanket in a herringbone pattern or stitch pattern, this was how my blanket was looking. I started out with like 30 inches on the bottom. By the time I got to the top, the blanket was like 20 inches or something like that. So that's why I had to make it in this to show you exactly what I'm talking about. The problem here is that the stitches on the body of the blanket are really, really small, making the blanket too tight. In as much as we want to keep the loops really small, like especially when you're doing a basic knit stitches, you want the body of the blanket not to have so many holes in it, like the loops are just ginormously big and then making the blanket have so many holes in it. You want to keep the loops small. But in a herringbone pattern, that's keeping the loop small wouldn't apply. It would cause this problem that you're seeing right here. So to fix it, this is what we're going to do to fix it. I'm going to undo this one. What I do is I make the loops bigger before I twist. That's how you fix this problem right here. You make the loops bigger before you twist it. That way you can avoid this problem. I think we're good about here. Sorry, I would have made another one, but I'm out of yarn. So I'm just going to undo this one and then show you what to do to avoid that being small. So you've knitted your end. You're supposed to twist this. You twist in the direction your working yarn is. When you twist, I want you to make this loop bigger. You see the difference between these two loops? This one is just maybe 2.5 fingers wide, unlike this one that is just two. It's really tight. So you want it to be bigger so that when you twist it, it becomes smaller. But when you make it really small, when you twist it, it's even going to be difficult for you to pull. Like, look at this one now. It's really going to be difficult for you to pull the working yarn through it if it's really, really small. It's going to be difficult. That's how you can easily tell, like, this thing is really hard for me to knit. Like, definitely something is not right. Look at it's really, really small. I should have just undid everything. But this is a tutorial. So you want to keep the loops bigger. That's how you avoid this problem number two. That's for herringbone, like if you're making any blanket in a herringbone pattern. If you're doing a basic knit stitch, yeah, tight two fingers are okay, so the blanket doesn't have ginormous holes in it. Okay, we're at the end. I'm going to knit this one. Probably should have undid everything, because if you look at this row here, it's still really tight, but hopefully by the time we're done, you see a better difference. So now when you twist, it's really easy. It comes out really easy. It comes out really easy. Unlike when I did this one, some loops were still really small. I was struggling to pull the working yarn through. But if you make it bigger, when you twist, you can easily pull the working yarn through it. Okay, look at that, looking way better than this one. See how tight it is here. This has breathing space in them. Then you twist and knit. Don't forget, make the loops a little bigger. We're at the end. We're going to let this one again. Okay. See where I corrected this from this two here. You can see the difference is still here. But then if you look at these two up here, they are coming back to the same size as this one. Something else to point out, if you're making a basic knit pattern, like a basic knit, and all of a sudden the blanket is like really, you started out really good like this one, and all of a sudden you're seeing that the middle the middle part is becoming like bigger than the bottom part. The problem is that you started out really nicely with like two fingers or 1.5 fingers size, 1.5 fingers sized loops, and all of a sudden probably you're tired, you started making them 2 fingers or 2.5. That means they're not going to look the same. So when we say, or when you hear someone say maintain even tension, it basically translates to try to keep the loops about the same. So this is another row because this one stopped here, but look at the loops. The loops are looking about the same. The loops are looking about the same. So when you're knitting, just knit on a flat surface. That's my trick to avoid all these mistakes. I knit on a flat surface, either this table here or my kitchen counter, mostly on my kitchen counter. I can easily spot a mistake, and I always check the blanket. Even when I've knitted maybe like 30 inches, 40 inches, I step back, I pull the project, I pull it up and I take a look at it, say, okay, did I miss any stitches anywhere? Did I miss any loops anywhere? Is the size looking about the same? If I don't feel confident that it's looking the same, I take it to the floor. I lay it down on the floor, look at it, make sure that it's looking good, which is the floor is still like a hard surface. So when you're knitting on a hard surface, you can easily spot a mistake, like in any inconsistency in the size of the blanket or in the shape of the blanket. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share this video with someone who is knitting and probably having this problem, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.